Hi, my name is Alusain Barry. Welcome to this English language video on answering comprehension questions in the English language exam. Earlier, in the first two videos, we discussed comprehensions and how we should go about answering comprehension questions in English. Okay, uh, in broad terms, we talked about three key areas. Okay, two main areas actually. The steps you should follow, first of all, and then secondly, how you should answer the questions, things you should be remembering while answering the questions. Okay, and then finally, we looked at other things that will, in general, improve your ability to be able to attack comprehension passages. Okay, so like the steps I discussed earlier, first of all, you should follow the instructions that you are asked in the question. Like, for example, the instructions for comprehension passages ask you to read the questions carefully and answer the questions that follow. Okay, and then I asked you to skim the entire passage quickly to get a gist. Okay, so this passage, for instance, you just skim through it, read through it quickly in like less than 2 minutes, 2-3 minutes, just to have a general idea of what the passage is about. Okay, and then secondly, you should read all the questions carefully. For example, we have the questions here. We have our questions here, so you should read these questions carefully to be able to see what they are asking you for. Okay, so those are the questions. Then let's just quickly go up. Right now, so then after reading the questions carefully, and when reading the questions, look for things of what they're asking you for. Okay, for example, much of these questions we have here are asking you what. So these sort of questions, you are looking for information. What was the reaction of the baboons? What incident? What did the airport authorities? What does the writer suggest? Okay, what fear do the Matabeles have? So you read the questions carefully. So reading these questions will save you time. Okay, you save time, and also you get like pointers to relevant information. Okay, you get pointers to relevant information you should be looking for while reading the essay. Right, so now I know I'll be looking for reaction of the baboons after the new bridge have been built. What incident caused those in control at the airport to deal seriously with the baboons? C. What did the airport authorities do to forestall intrusion by the baboons? So, and also this is something I've noted. You have to be able to know such vocabularies: forestall, intrusion. If you don't know what these words mean, it may confuse you. Right? So get yourself exposed to the vocabulary that is used in comprehension passages. Okay, and then D, what does the writer suggest as the final solution to the problem? So you have to look through what the writer suggests finally. And we are asked E, what fear do the Matabeles have about the efforts to get rid of the baboons? Okay, so we'll be looking for Matabeles and what sort of fear they may have while reading the passage. Right? So after reading the questions and we have noted what we have been asked to find, we should go back now and skim the passage quickly. We skim the passage. Okay? In skimming the passage, so we go quickly and see what we have here. It says, there is a fierce war going on in Africa which has attracted little public attention, but is nonetheless a serious business for all concerned. It is a war of man versus baboon. The conflict started when engineers built the magnificent bridge which skirts Victoria Falls and crosses the Zambezi River. That apparently gave the baboons the opportunity they were looking for. They swarmed from the jungle across the bridge in such numbers that trains were held up by chattering families of baboons. They swung from the girders and backed defiance at everyone: driver, guard, and passenger. Okay, now remember we saw a question that asked us what was the reaction of the baboons after the bridge was built. In the first paragraph, we hear that the problem came when engineers built a magnificent bridge. So what happened next? The baboons, they swarmed from the jungle across the bridge. Okay, so this is actually our answer for that first question. So in doing skimming this, you are not actually answering the question. You are just noting wherever you see a reference to that answer, you make note of it. Okay, and then we move on to the second paragraph. It says here, recently, guests at the new tourist hotel at Victoria Falls have complained that trousers and other articles of clothing have been disappearing mysteriously. Okay, socks with suspenders attached were found dangling from treetops in the nearby bush, and it was realized that the baboons, not thieves, were the culprits. From that time, baboons became the declared enemy. Guests were entreated not to give them buns on the lawn at tea time or encourage them in any other way. Okay, let's see. The question we are looking for here: what incident caused those in control at the airport to deal seriously with the baboons? Okay, well, nothing about an airport is being discussed here. Of course, you can see the treetops, you can see items of clothing, you can see briefs, you can see a shirt, a t-shirt, you can see trousers, spectacles. Okay, of course, a cheeky baboon laughing here. Now let's come to the next paragraph and see. So after the tourists have been entreated, they have been asked not to encourage the baboons in any way. A period of comparative peace followed. And then a few weeks later, the baboons embarked on a new campaign at the new international airport at Livingstone. Okay? At first, they confined, so now we've heard about an airport here. So this will probably hide our answer. At first, they confined themselves to racing across the runways when planes were coming in to land. But when one of them was found asleep in the cockpit of a southbound airliner, it was felt that the time had come for a drastic action. Okay? Remember, we are looking for what forced the authorities. Then the authorities installed electric flares embedded in concrete alongside the runways. So something prompted the authorities to install electric flares. Okay? So these are like lights with fires, for example, you can see in the runway here. Okay? So now what happened here was one of them, but when one of them was found asleep in the cockpit of a plane, a southbound airliner, it was felt time had come for drastic action. What did the authorities do? They installed electric flares which were embedded in concrete alongside the runways. Okay, where the planes run to fly and touch down. So we have this here pointed as our second answer. It is a reference, not exact answer, but we can leave that and move on down below. Okay. And then what happened next? The next question was, what did the airport authorities do to forestall further intrusion by the baboons? Okay. So what happened here? Only once did the baboons demonstrate in full force against the glare of the lights. Okay, but the light stood. So the authorities installed electric flares. So this would be our fourth answer because it tells us what the authorities did. Okay, and then we move on the final paragraph. The next stage in this strange conflict will be the erection of an electric fence around the perimeter of the airport. Such shock tactics is expected to result in the baboons conceding defeat and completely abandoning their guerrilla warfare. So this, actually, you see a question here that says, what does the writer suggest as the final solution? Okay, so we can actually point this out, that the erection of an electrified fence around the perimeter of the airport, okay, could be something the writer suggests. And then finally, what fear do the Matabeles have? We have here but gray-headed Matabeles who have, and we see the word Matabeles, who have dwelt in the Zambezi river valley, shook their heads gloomily. They have a legend that if the baboons disappear, the river will run dry and the smoke that thunders will thunder no more. So this is the pointer to that answer. Okay,